My peace light shines when I meet love. I get my peace from high above. My peace is strength and shall grow strong. But when we love, it can't be wrong. My peace light shines when I meet hate. I give what I have, leave the rest.
Welcome to PEMA, live from the studios of BronxNet in the heart of New York City. My name is Sheikh Moussa Drammeh. I am your host. And today we are continuing the dialogue we had the last show we did here with Mr. Kebon. The topic is about quality of life in the Bronx and the public safety for all Bronxites. You know, these are topics that we've been, talking about them for the past 3 years. And, recently a report came out justifying our activities. Actually, the report says these community initiatives in providing preventive services are as effective of a public safety program as any other program. So we're excited about it. We knew it before, but at least, when scholars wrote about it, then the public will see the benefit of having grassroots organizations volunteering their time and their street savviness and, their experiences and their, friendship, within given neighborhoods and, the connection they have and the familiarity with the issues, it makes difference, So instead of waiting for police to respond to an offense or to violence or to crime, why can't you prevent it? And that is our attitude. We prevent, from police being called. Less police calls, less police interactions, maybe stronger community police relationships. But more calls, more problems than bad relationships. And that has been the case, for years until groups like us, came up with the idea of participating in preventive mechanism of the issues affecting, the quality of life. And none is more visibly active in providing these services than Kebon and his organization, I Am My Community. And we met Kebon through Aldo Rafael Perez, who also, if you don't know Aldo, then you probably either new to the Bronx or never ever come to the Bronx. So, Aldo and Kebon are known entities in the Bronx, and, thank God that now their number one objective is to make the Bronx a place where people are proud to call home, where people can live, with their neighbors in harmonious relationship and, with safety. So with that, welcome back, to PEMA. Kebon, welcome back to Aldo. So let's talk about how we can make Bronx a place, we're proud to call home.
Well, you asked me, I say we got to start from the top. Start from the bottom and go all the way to the top. Start from the foundation. And I always keep it the same, and I'm always going to say the same thing. And that starts with the people that we elect, And the people that we elect to run our community and to run our area and to run a district where we at. Everything starts with them. We are the citizens there and we live there, but at the end of the day, the people that's really making the moves and making the rules is the politicians and the community board. So, they play a strong position in our community, and a lot of people don't know. So we come out and we argue amongst each other, but a lot of the things is out our hand. We can sit right here and ask each other why they got 15 liquor stores in our community, why they got 17 smoke shops in our community. But at the end of the day, the only reason them stores is there is because the community board voted them in. When they put it there and they put up for the community board voted them in. And when they put other stores that was good stores, could have been a health store, could have been this, the community board voted them out. So, at the end of the day, it's not who want to open up a store in the community. is will a community board allow you to open up a store in the community? So a lot of the things that's happening in our community is really coming from the people that we elect and the people that we vote and put in to control our area.
But I want to expand on that. You have a right perspective of it, and 100%. And you know, a lot of people don't know. Me and K-Born, we grew up together. We've known each other 30, 35 years. We've been running these streets, and I think I'm gonna be very honest with you. When me and K-Born go out in the street, any part of the Bronx, I'm gonna tell you straight out. We can go to Fox Street and people are like, yo, K-Born, yo, Aldo.
That's right.
But our elected officials can't in those districts.
That's right.
They can't. We can go to Kingsbridge. We can go to 183rd. We can go to Tracy Towers. We can go to River Park Towers. We can go to Patterson Projects. We just get there, people know who we are.
Before we get off the train.
Before we get off the train. Brothers be like, what you doing now? Oh, I seen you on News 12. Oh, I seen you on New York 1. But you see, we're not here for glory.
Yeah.
We don't get paid for what we do.
That's right.
We don't accept a salary from anybody. We don't get contributions. We don't get donations. We don't get anything. We get a dedication of ourselves and pride of enhancing and educating our brothers and sisters in our community. Whether you're African American, whether you Spanish, whether you Muslim, Jewish, Christian, we don't care about that. We care about providing you the services that can be given to you. But there is something we need to talk about. And the brother K-Born is right. And he's been saying it for the past years. You know what I'm saying? Since he started I Am My Community and before that. We need to hold accountability where this money is going to, what programs. We need to hold accountability of those who say they're going to take the responsibility and neglect the responsibility. Because we have many organizations that are receiving funding, city funding, state funding, and federal funding that are not doing anything within our communities.
Nothing.
We have a budget with the Division of Youth Services here that gives $3 million to this area, this area. And guess what? None of it goes to organizations like I Am My Community.
We have more gangs over here than anywhere else.
We have some of the biggest shootings. We have an epidemic of heroin here. We have even an epidemic of wet. And people don't understand this. Wet is big up in here. You know, wet is, PCP in liquid form, but they're doing it now. People don't know this. This is the same thing that Edwin Guzman, who took a gun away from a police officer just 2 years ago.
Shot the brother in the store.
And shot the brother Wally Kamara in the store on 198th Street. And nobody really wants to talk about that because it's an issue in which many civil litigation is going now. But we can't ignore that. We can't ignore the fact that the brother that killed the Detective Minnesota's on 183rd. We know these people. We grew up with these people.
I got a shirt on today.
Yep, Detective Minnesota and Familia. I
got a shirt right on my block.
Yeah, come on. I mean, people don't understand. We support. Listen, there's issues that need to be addressed in all aspects, whether it's community enhancement of relationship with the NYPD. It is needed. It's needed because some officers here got a dirty mouth, and we need to let them know that this is not going to be tolerated within our community. You want respect, we give you respect, and we'll continue to give you respect. There's a sense of authority, and we respect that authority that you're here. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, you know and I know that a drug dealer, when they coming after him, or a gang member, they coming after him, he's dialing 911. So I don't care what they say. He's calling the police to save him because he ain't got no more friends. Yeah. So that got to be let out there, no. But at the same time, too, we know that there's a way of professionalism that needs to be addressed. I know that the NYPD is working strong to enhance that within our communities, and they did it with the NCO program. And brother, I want you to expand because honestly I can stay here all day and talk, but well,
I feel like I'm gonna say two things. One is that I got with like the elected officials. If somebody was elected in your community, right, and they say that they live there for 20, and they live in your community, because you're supposed to live there. So you live in my community, right, and this is like your third, fourth term in my community. So I mean, you've been around here for 10 plus years. So why nobody don't know you? Nobody, because you're not coming out your office. You're not making yourself visible. You're not making yourself known. You're not going down to the community center and just popping up after school. Hey, how you doing? I'm your local elected official. You ain't popping up at the children's hospital on a regular day. This don't got to be on the news. You just popped in there. How you doing? I'm your elected official. You ain't going to the town hall meeting. You ain't going to the after school thing or one of the basketball tournaments, just a regular basketball tournament you block. Who that over there? That's the elected official sitting over there. Elected official? Yeah. Yeah. I'm part of the community, right? So why can't I be coming to the basketball game? Why ain't at a cookout? Regular neighborhood cookout. The neighborhood is having a cookout, and allegedly I live around here, and I support this area, and I'm elected in this area for 10 plus years. Why ain't at the, why, first of all, I'm gonna feel some type of way, why I ain't get an invitation?
Yeah.
And I'm a part of the community. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that's lacking. And as long as that we don't hold these people accountable, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep sitting in their office, and our kids gonna keep dying, and our community gonna keep falling apart, and people gonna remain homeless, and it's gonna keep getting worse. It's not gonna get no better. It's only gonna get better when we stand up and demand change. Or we stand up and say, guess what? We're gonna be the next elected official, or the next one at least going forward. Because I mean, if it ain't doing nothing now, it can't get no worse. All you can do is try to work for the better. You know?
And you're right.
No, go ahead.
And you're right. And one of the things that we're being misrepresenting is funding. I mean, if we have elected officials here in the city of New York that can get funding for major redevelopment projects, but our districts are owed millions of dollars. Why is it that we have to suffer in our educational system? And I want to say something else, you know, and we know this, Chad. Remember that book I gave you about homelessness, about youth homelessness? This district right here that we're sitting in right now has the highest percentage of teenagers who are homeless going to high school.
In the Bronx?
In the Bronx.
In our area.
In our area, period. We're number one in the city of New York. This area right here. It's also the number one place, okay, where women with children under 5 live on the worst poverty condition in the nation. And nobody wants to address this. Nobody wants to talk about a program for them. Nobody wants to talk about, oh yeah, we're doing this, we're doing this. Oh, we got adult education. They can come to the class. It ain't that easy, my brother. It is not that easy for them.
And who's the city council here?
We have 2 city councilmen that have this area here is actually, I believe this area particularly right here. See, the last time they gerrymandering these lines, it's very tricky. So I really don't want to say which elected official is in this area right here, but the ones that are affected the most, areas that are affected, you have City Councilman Richie Torres, City Councilman Cabrera, and then you also have Assemblyman Jose Rivera, Senator
Victor Machado.
No, Senator
Gustavo
Rivera, and then we have, you know, and the thing is that, yeah, they do. I gotta give it. Some of them do some things, right? But this also has to be understood that council has to work with assembly and work with the Senate for our districts.
In order for it to work.
For order it to work. We can't have that no more, that division.
If you're trying to do one thing and I'm trying to do another thing, it ain't gonna work, you know, because this ain't about an ego.
Yeah.
This is about the community. So I should be willing to bend if it's gonna benefit the people.
I'm not gonna mention names right here, okay? But I'll tell you one thing for a fact, okay? And I'm gonna be very candid. We worked in this community, and I've sat down on campaigns and worked on campaigns, and I've said this, I'm gonna say it very plainly. I've seen elected officials say, I don't work with that elected official. I won't work with him. I won't do a legislation with him. He's on the burner.
Taking your petty ways and
Why?
petty actions and making it
Because he
personal.
decided that there was somebody else that might be able to qualify. Listen, if you're elected to the position and you won the position, bygones be bygones. Let's work for the people. Remember, you don't work for yourself. You work for the people, the constituents, the residents of your district.
Yeah.
And this is what has hurt the Democratic Party here in the Bronx. Of this neglect, this egotistical ideology, and we see it.
Yeah.
Because they try to, you know what they try to do? They elected officials here, I even done one thing. They'll put us 3 together, right? Or work on a project. When they used you, they try to divide you. Oh, you know what Aldo said about you, and you know what he said? He said he's doing better than you. Come on, man. That don't work with us. Because I know one thing for a fact. K-Bone will call me and try to check me on it in 5 minutes. You know, so we gotta be more realistic about the approach.
Okay. Let's be more realistic about this. How can we get the Bronx sides to register to vote, and after registering to vote, to actually go and vote? How can we use grassroots forces to change the voter apathy, to change the fact that the poorest districts in the Bronx happen to be also the districts with less civic participants? How can we change it?
I got an answer for that. This is the answer. The answer is, I got a 100% answer for that. Here's the answer. First of all, you in your house, right? I'm gonna give you a scenario. You in your house, minding your business, you cooking, whatever you're doing. All of a sudden, somebody knocking your door. Hello, who's this? Oh, I'm a councilman, this, that, and such and the third. I'm assembly person, such and the third. You never seen this person a day in your life, right? I've been around here for 6 years. Now this person starts speaking. Do you have 5 minutes? Yeah, I have 5 minutes. This person speaks to you for 5 minutes. They sell you a whole bunch of dreams. Say, I'm the one that's responsible for this. I'm also the one responsible for that. They tell you all the good things that happen in the community, but they didn't tell you that they also was the ones responsible for all the youth that's got killed. They also responsible for all the homeless people that's around here. They also responsible for the lack of understanding what the mentally ill, but they don't tell you none of that. So when they leave your house, all you remember is this name. Man, the guy Moussa came here. He said he was this, that, and the third. He gave me this paperwork. So you fly out there and go register. Now 2 months go by. I never knew you, so I don't forgot you. So now when it's time to vote, I don't forgot you, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, unless somebody comes to me that day and be like, yo, man, you know, it's the day to vote, such, then I may run down and go, oh, yeah. Well, the guy Moussa came by and I may vote for you. Now, the only way we're going to change that is when we get people on them ballots that they know. You know what I'm saying? Now it ain't no stranger. When somebody, oh, that's Aldo. Yo, what up, Aldo? When is the next election? Well, the next election, man, you know I'm going to be there. Me, my brother, I'm called, you know, Aldo going to be on the ballot. Now people was there because they know the people. So now you're going to get a more show out. You know, it's like a whole bunch of people coming to support a stranger. You know, for the minute, they supporting you, but for the hour, they don't know you, you don't know them. You know, that's a...
Another thing too that he brought out great, it's interaction. You know, the interaction that we have. You know what I'm saying? You have Councilman Richie Torres. In some great parts, he does have an interaction. He does a greater interaction on some aspects. Yeah. But, you know, there's the housing and homelessness and public safety. He's worked on initiatives with us, you know, when we have issues addressed, and he's been very supportive. And we have Assemblyman Jose Rivera, who while, you know, being one of the longest lasting assembly members, he's been in office now 35 years. You know, and he knows the people, specific people within communities. But, brother, how many new faces we got in the neighborhood now? We got brand new faces, new generations coming in here who don't know him, who don't know them, and need to get a voice. And you know why they don't go out to vote? I went one day and I was walking down Bailey, by Bailey houses, right? So they scream out, yo, Aldo, what you doing up here? Somebody selling drugs out here? You gonna stop them for selling drugs? They start laughing and walking away. I said, listen, the primary soon, you gonna come out to vote? He said, why am I gonna go out to vote? I called the office just to fix the street light over here with kids crossing to go to school, and they told me that I gotta call the Department of Transportation. They don't got no time for me.
Yeah.
Come on. If you're going to call an elected official's office and you got a staff member that's calling there and telling you that, you know, you don't have nothing to do with the traffic lights, but you can make a phone call. A staffer can make a phone call to support your community.
That's your job.
That's your job.
And you take it to the next level. You out 311. How about that?
Yeah.
You know,
and those simple little things that people think is not a major thing, but to the community is a major thing, because we got our kids crossing the street, we got our grandparents crossing the street, we got our mothers crossing the street, we got our wives with our children crossing the streets. And if people don't take that opportunity, okay, to just open that as a gateway to enhance a communicative dialogue, we're gonna lose it. I mean, that's why we try. We try to really, you know, let the people listen. Sometimes I listen to people and they talking for me for hours, and I just gotta be quiet. And I feel, and you know, at the end, you know, sometimes I say, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing about it, man, Aldo, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't gonna do nothing about it, K-Born. And then we eventually it takes us a process in which the way we can do it.
We make something.
Because we don't get funding.
Yeah.
See, I in my community does one of the top mental health awareness here in the Bronx. And if he had funding, he would be able to expand it to other places in the boroughs. And yet he's not giving that opportunity because one simple thing. It's not because he doesn't have a legislative writer. It's not because he has a grant writer or somebody. No, man. The brother his group is tight. They legit. He processes those papers. They don't give them the opportunity because, number one, they're not affiliated with a certain group. They're not doing this or that. So with that being said, I'm going to have to cut short because I do have to be somewhere today. But I just want to say, when we're here in the Bronx, we disenfranchised a lot in many ways, in many aspects, whether it comes from education, health, public safety, quality of life. But the most that we're lacking is transparency, working on collaborative with other ethnicities, with other groups that are growing in the community. And while we do it, we need our elected officials and we need others to stand up. And we don't need no Facebook gangsters. We don't need these people that just go on Facebook and think, I'm tired, sick and tired of violence in my community, but you don't even go to one precinct council meeting.
But I'm coming back to the same question. As grassroots operators, what can we do to change the dynamics? What can we
Education.
do
It got to be
excite?
consistency, man.
Consistency. There you go. In
It's
education.
just the word consistency.
So can you, let's say the youth listening or watching us, can you walk us through how we can excite them, to change?
All right, it's like this. It's called consistency. That's first of all, it's called consistency. And what I mean by being consistent with something, I mean that if they come out right now and say, we're going to have a big peace march on September 13th. Now, everybody put out flyers for September 13th. People not going to be there for September 13th because sometimes somebody may have went somewhere. Somebody may have to work. One of the youth man did this, so they're going to miss out on that. Everybody, we're going to have a peace this, or we're going to do this. No, we need it to be more than just one day. We need it to be consistent so it could get into people's head. Even, everything is a one-day thing. One day. So either you missed it, you get it, or you missed it. It's even like when they come at us. And I started, thinking about this recently too. Like when people come to me now and be like, I want you to hold one peace event. This, that, and third. I'm going to turn it down. Let's have a week peace event. So that way the people who can't make it can get here, and the kids who missed out, you can't get here Tuesday, come Thursday. It got to be a more a length of time of what's going on. And the average thing, if it is, it's 2 hours. So how could you really pound something inside somebody's head or get the community to really understand this when it's just for 2 hours, this one time, and that's the end of that.
Okay, so do you have a voter registration drive? Do you meet these kids or these people who have not been fully participant of their civic duties to really walk them through the steps of becoming full participants to what's going on in their communities? Do you have program like that?
Well, out here they don't really have programs like that, but I know that Michael Belzer be having a program like that, him and Sam Malay. So they be having programs like that. That if you're trying to learn about politics and stuff, they have things like that. And then we have basketball tournaments in St. James Park, and we invite elected officials down and people that want to be elected officials down and tell them the difference that, a lot of people who didn't know that even if you have a felony, you could still vote. And, we break it down and try to get people involved. But at the end of the day, the people don't really know the people that they're voting for. So that's what it's really going to boil down to. It's like Obama came out. Nobody didn't know who Obama was, but when consistency kept going, people started seeing him, believing in him. And they went out and vote for him in record numbers. These guys, you only can't just come out for one day. And then you're trying to bring a whole curriculum of how to vote from A to Z in 2 hours.
Yeah.
At one town hall meeting that you had just once this year. So we want to teach the kids something, man. You know, you got to put out a little, bro, this is what's going to happen for the next 30 days. A course. You know, offer some courses in the community, you know. Every year they want to, they take all the kids down, the biggest trip, Bronx Zoo. I love the Bronx Zoo. I love the Statue of Liberty. But I don't, the kids don't need to go there from kindergarten to 12th grade. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to go there every year. So it's up to the schools too. Bring the kids to Albany like we did. Bring them down to the caucus and stuff like that, you know, get them involved. As long as you don't know about it, you know, I was a grown man, 40-something years old the first time I went up there. I couldn't believe it. You know, and I seen all that, and all I was thinking was, if I was young and somebody would have brought me up here, man, I could have been a president or something now, you know what I'm saying? Because I really would have been into it.
Absolutely.
And knowing that I, you know, my voice, it counts, and I can make changes if I get up here and, you know, lobby and do the things that need to be done.
So I know we're, you know, sometimes we are very hard on, you know, our political leaders, which we should be, you know, to keep them in check. But what about religious leaders?
Oh man, you know, I'm having a serious problem with that too now, that I'm starting to notice that the religious leaders they not doing their part either. You know? Because you got like if you're dealing with God, you know, regardless of whatever name you may call him, Jah, you may call it Allah, you may call him Allah, you may call him, you know, whatever. You're still dealing with God, a godly person, you know, somebody that believe in faith. And you want to help people. So you can't only just help, say you're a man of God and a man of faith, but you only want to help the people that's in the religion you believe in. And that's what's being done. You know, it's being done everywhere. So at the end of the day, you know, that's a form of racism. That's a form of being biased, because you're not really there for everybody. You know, you don't come out and invite everybody. You know, you give the people the choice to say, oh, you know, I don't want to go to your church, or I'm not going to come. And most time, if you go and invite somebody, they may not have the same faith for you, but just because of the fact that you invited them there, they may go there and just, you know, and show some respect. I'm going to go there and see what's going on. So that's another thing. It's a lot of space that's in these churches out here that they could be offering. There's a lot of big kitchens that they could be throwing stuff. Every time you go to church, the majority of the time, can't say every, the majority of the time we go to church, can we hold an event here? The church have an excuse. You're supposed to be here for the community. You're supposed to be here trying to save people. So why you got an excuse that somebody can't, oh, we don't have insurance, the people can't come, we only open the church on Tuesdays and Sunday for 2 hours. We only open this for this. You know, I mean, it's like too many.
Excuses.
There's too many excuses, man, for people to be people of God and the people to be people of peace. You know, peace is a universal language.
So what would you, at this juncture, what would you say is the most critical issue that the grassroots community like us should make as priority number one?
Well, right now, you know, first of all, it's public safety. Because, you know, you can have all the money in the world, you can build the whole town up, but if everybody is dead, you know, the town was built for nothing, you know. It's public safety. Right now, we need to focus hard, man, on getting them needles out the parks. You know, I mean, at every level, from we got to go to the mayor, we got to go to the president. You know, there's no way in the world that we should have to come outside and take our kids to a park where they're supposed to be to play at. We're supposed to be a playground for kids, and there's needles all around here. You know, all you need is one little kid to step on the needle and contract HIV, contract hepatitis C. You know, and it's a shame that, you know, the adults are putting the kids in this situation. But they feel like, oh, we going in there at nighttime. Ain't no kids here. But what's going to happen in the daytime? It ain't like you took your needle and discarded of it. You know, we need to do more things, man, that just need to be done. We walk through a park, and there's garbage everywhere in the park. And you be like, oh, why is there garbage everywhere in the park? Because there's only a garbage can in the front. The park goes 19 blocks, and then there's a garbage can in the back. Where you think it's going to be in the middle? You know, these are simple things that people with common sense should come through. Yo, you know, we need more garbage cans here. You know, you coming through a park and you finding 5,000 needles in 1 week, then the game need to be tightened up. You know, you need to, I mean, even though you hate to say it and you hate to do it, but you need to put some things down here to dispose needles, man. You know, somebody need to come up with that ASP. The police need to get out here and start securing the parks. You know? The park department need to get out here and start securing the parks. The park department need to get with the mayor, who need to get with the community, and they all need to come up with a plan to get them needles out that park. And make sure that they don't, you know, that's over.
So what do you need the public to know about your efforts through I Am My Community? What support do you need? What do you need to be more effective doing what you're doing?
It's like I am my community. And it's just what it say, I am my community. So it's the whole community, you know. There's no color, creed, race, none of that. Age, no matter you fat, skinny, you know, it don't matter none of that. You know, if you're part of the community and you represent positivity in the community and trying to uplift the community, we with you. You know, so basically, you know, we need support. We need people to come out and support us, you know, moral support. We need the writers to come out. We need the people that you know, whatever type of talent that you got that, you know, you can contribute. You know, basically, and other than that, you know, we need funding. Of course, we need funding. But, you know, we need funding, but not with the funding, but, you know, because we got a curriculum and we got a way that we want to go in things that we want to see change. So we don't want to get money from people who want us to stay in the same norm of the things that we're against. And we don't want to get money from people who saying that we can't go out and represent the things that we want to go out and represent, you know, which is our community. Yeah. So a lot of things come with a lot of rules and regulations. So right now, you know, we just basically doing our duty, man, you know, as older people, righteous community leaders. And hopefully, like everybody else say, you know, everything will fall in place.
Absolutely. And someone who lived in the Bronx all your life, even though you travel everywhere, but how do you see Bronx compared to 20 years ago, 25 years ago?
Well, you know, like I said, you know, I lived in the Bronx for 49 years, and when I was young, it was gangs and kicking my mom's door. We was little, you know, and it was outrageous, man. You know, the boogie burnt down Bronx. I was getting altercations for people calling us the boogie burnt down. I come outside and I could look from Fordham Road and see all the way to Burnside, because that's all many buildings was gone. You know, 3, 4 buildings burning on one side. It was terrible, man. You know, the heroin was running around. But we always had a sense of pride, you know, as people. So that's what made me always, you know, man, I love the Bronx, you know. I'm staying in the Bronx, staying in the Bronx. And then as things start changing, it started changing for the better. But now it's like dwindling down to where it's going back to the gangs. It's not as much as the, you know, because it was older gang members back then, so it was really outrageous. You know, it's the younger guys now, you know. The heroin is back. They got some fentanyl or something that's killing everybody. You got the K2 out here that's tearing people down, you know. The liquor stores that's everywhere. Crime is going down to a certain extent. You know, it's like they lifting up certain areas, but they leaving a lot of people, you know. It's like the people that really was the core of the Bronx, they moving them out. But either they volunteering to leave because they ain't getting nowhere. They're like, man, you know, they get you can go live in Atlanta for a couple of dollars. You can go live over here, and they're ready to jump ship because they're like, I've been up here, and it ain't no opportunity. Ain't nobody giving me nothing. You know, it's like the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. You know, they're building all these new buildings. They're building all these new stores and all this stuff. But I don't see none of us living in these buildings. You know, these buildings opening up, and I'm looking, and I don't know one person in the buildings. Like, where's they giving these applications out? Who they giving these applications to? You know, it's like a lot of things is missing, man. You know, a lot of things is missing, man. When I was young, you know, you had the elected officials. They used to ride around in the truck and be on the horn and come through, shake your hand. And it was like more of a family-orientated thing, and that's missing. It's missing big time, man, you know.
So and also, as you said, you know, gentrification. I mean, you have the improvement you have improved quality of life, you have stronger public safety, but the side effect is the ordinary families who used to enjoy their outing can no longer afford
To be there.
to be there. So what do you contribute to our lack of owning the real estate properties in our communities? I mean, even in Harlem, you see people invest so much in churches, but they don't own the property. Or if they own the property, it's not developed. And if it is developed, they can no longer, live in the area. So what do you contribute, in general, like, let's say the black people in general, why aren't we in charge of the real estate and commercial properties in our areas?
I always say this, it's easy to lead people in the wrong direction. It's hard to lead people in the right direction. It comes from a lack of knowledge, one. It comes from a lack of our people not going out there and stressing to people. Like, yo, man, we really got to get up on this real estate. We really got to do this. We really got, everything is a one-day thing again. Yeah. Well, we're going to throw a workshop on real estate. It's going to be in such and such from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Y'all should come on down. Now, whoever missed that, guess what? They ain't getting no real estate because they missed the class. So it got to stop being a one-day thing. We need to have a month. This whole month, we're going to show you how to obtain real estate, how to own stuff, how to do this. And that's not what's out there. Everything is a one day. And it's really like, you doing it to get the people that's doing it really, you're not really doing it to teach nobody because you can't teach me this whole thing in 2 hours.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lack of understanding, it's a lack of knowledge, and it's a lack of belief. It's hard for us to really get believing in something when you always getting shot down. There's always something happening at the end. So the faith is a lack of faith. I remember when I was young, they used to go through Harlem and through the Bronx, and they used to tell us, man, you can buy these buildings for $1. You can buy these buildings for $1. And I remember I used to be like 12, 11. I used to be like, man, I got $20. Let's go buy some buildings. And the older dudes like, man, yo, man, don't buy that, man. You buy that building. That building is beat up, man. The building is this. That building, look at the building right here. Yo, look at that. And I used to be like, man. There was nobody there to really go to, or nobody really like, yo, shorty, we really could get these buildings, man. It's going to be some work, but we could get these buildings. Everybody was like, nah, yo, man, you bugging, man. You hear him? We ain't got no faith, man. So, if we don't got faith in ourselves as adults, how we going to have faith to put it into the youth?
True.
They following our footsteps. And the same thing, you go to Harlem. They was offering all of the people down there, them brownstones, for $1. And you had the same negative vibe. Man, buying that raggedy brownstone. Man, you crazy? Man, it's $1.
Yeah.
$1. Now, that same brownstone, being that nobody bought them, turned raggedy. The crackheads and the heroin users and all that, prostitution, they all used them as clubhouses. City got tired of that. After about 10 years and all that, they boarded them up. Now go down there and try to buy one of them brownstones.
Yeah.
If you ain't got $3-4 million, don't even look at it.
True.
Don't even look at it. Them little buildings that that building right there, those ain't called buildings no more. Those called townhouses. They don't got 4, 6 bells on there. You and the Joneses and the Rodriguez and all us live there. No. They got 1 bell on there. Yeah. Mr. Muhammad and family. That's it. Yeah. Y'all own the whole building. Things done changed, man. So when opportunity come and knock at the door, a lot of times, us, we just don't answer. Or we don't step up to the bat for the occasion, man, because, it's a history of being let down. And at some token, man, it got to change.
Okay. So that means that experience you described happened 20, 30 years ago. Okay. So today, we are starting another 20, 30 years.
Yep.
So the idea is to begin now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, to begin now. And let's talk about the schools because, a lot of the problems we face, according to a lot of people, even teachers, saying that the students do not look like the teachers. And therefore, there's a cultural gap, there's a perception gap, there's a reality gap, there's a background gap, so that there's no connection between these teachers who may not live or experience the reality that their students, live on a daily basis. Again, as someone who lived in the Bronx for as long as you have, how can we increase, male teachers teaching grade schools in our communities? What would you think we should do to increase that number, especially male black teachers in schools?
Well, I feel like the Board of Education really, you should give a person an opportunity when they do get the job, because people work better in places they want to be. If somebody got a job and they fit their skills and they went to be a principal, whatever, and you passed it. Now it should be a list of where you want to be a principal at, not where I'm just going to send you at. Oh, here, principal, we're going to send him over to there, because you may not even fit in that school at all. Like you said, it may be a cultural class. It may be, you just don't fit there. It may be an economical class. You come from poor area your whole life. Now you over here, you a principal in Yale. You don't even know, you don't even know where to begin at. You know what I'm saying? It's, so it should be more of a understanding for all, Me, myself, like my oldest daughter is 32. My youngest daughter is 15. And I got 5 kids. And out of me taking them to school throughout all 8 eras of time, I noticed that as it dwindled down, the teachers got more lax, until I got to where my 15-year-old, where the teachers ain't even teachers really. They don't care. It's like, I thought that when they came up with the pitch, we need to have a lot more younger teachers. I thought that was going to be beneficial. So I was like, yeah, there need to be a lot of more younger teachers, but that's not beneficial. That's not beneficial. It's not, first of all, it's not even mixing in. I don't know if the kids think that you they age bracket, so they ain't got to listen to you. Or I don't, or is you ain't get to the age yet where you basically know what I want to do and putting your whole heart into it. But it's a difference. You remember back in the days, man, the teachers was older, and they wanted to teach you, man. They stay late in school. They'd come to your house on the weekend. They'd call your house to get help, because these people already was at an age where they decided what they want to do in life. And they done worked with that. And they probably had different jobs here and there, careers here, but they stuck on the teacher thing. So they here because they want to be here, not here for a salary. And a lot of people that's here now, these teachers, they only here for the salary. They're not there. The dedication ain't there. You can see it from when you walk in there. It ain't there. When it was like the older breed of teachers, it was more like concrete teaching being done in school. So, I don't know if it's the kids think that, like I said, that, oh, you only 2-3 years old. You like the age of my aunt. You can't tell me nothing. Besides, oh, that's like my grandmother age, and she like my mother age. Y'all better fall back, And then also like you said, a lot of like the black males, because I could have been a teacher, but somebody begged me the whole time, yo man, come on down to the thing and take the test. But I was influenced by the streets, so I ain't go. I was like, man, I'm not trying to wait to get a check when I could just go get a check today. Which is a wrong move. But then again, we need people in the community, not for one day, not for 2 hours once a year, to keep putting this and banging this inside the youth head that, yo, it's a tomorrow, brother. You can change, man. It's better things. It's more opportunity. You ain't got to go to jail all the time. You ain't got to be out here putting your life on the line for nothing. Look at Moussa. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. We got to be more examples. We feel that as soon as we get something, we got to get away from the people. Oh, man, I just got a new job, man. Shit, I couldn't wait, man. I ain't hanging out with Moussa on them no more. Oh, I'm moving. I'm getting out the community. Man, I got my dough. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got mine. Me and my kids moving. I'm going to give my kids a better life. We moving out of state. So there's no examples for the kids. The only example the kids really got, oh, here go Lil Junior, he just came from doing 20 years. Here go, because he's actually coming back to the community. Here goes such and such, man. World, he was out of town, he got locked up. He's actually coming back to the community. He ain't got no choice, but he's coming back. But all the guys that got the jobs and went to school, they not coming back. So it's hard for you to be in the community and go, yo, man, what? This dude right here, look at him. How you think he got that? Yeah, look at such with the car. How you think he got that? He got this business. How you think he got that? Because he was right here around here with you, man. He went to school. He did this because all the examples left. You know what I'm saying? We can't get ours and leave the community, man. But, you know, you preach community the whole time you live here. I love my community. I'm a God community. But as soon as you get $5, you run and leave the community.
Let's talk about, you know, you were part of the hip-hop, you know, movement. And then, you know, there are a lot of positive, but at the same time, there are a lot of blame for misguided generations, glorifying violence, glorifying, you know, indecencies and bad language. And then, so you experienced that.
Yep.
And now, last year you came up with totally different concept within the industry. You know, what's peace? And you say you have another album coming up. So can you walk us through your transformation from old days to today?
Well, you know, like, you know, hip-hop music is a music that it was made for us. You know, when it first came out, they was like, man, that ain't going to last for a week. You turned it on in the house, your mom, turn it down. Turn that junk off. You don't even play it in here. You know, so, but it's a form for the youth to communicate and get their words out and express themselves, you know. And you got a lot of brothers with negative lyrics, and you got a lot of people with positive lyrics, you know. And then a lot of people say, oh, yeah, well, they listen to them negative lyrics. That's why they doing this, that, and the third. No, that's called bad home training. That's called your parents didn't teach you the difference between what's real and what ain't real. You know? John Wayne shot somebody in every movie he was in. I ain't never seen a John Wayne movie where he ain't shoot 25 people. That don't mean that all the white people was running out there with a gun shooting 25 people everywhere they went. True. You know what I'm saying? So we got to take responsibility for ourselves and for what we do. A lot of times people always want to point the finger. Oh, man, they got all these negative movies, man. So that's why I went out and robbed the bank. At the end of the movie, at the end of that tape, it said, break, you know, action, you know, scene number 3. You know, that's what happened in the 50 Cent video. Yeah. Somebody that mimicked 50 Cent and you run out there and shoot somebody, the police going to say, freeze. You under arrest. The judge going to say 25 to life. You know, it's a whole different scenario. So I use that platform to get my words out to a younger generation, you know, and that's why I came out with the record, What's Peace? And it's so serious, you know, a lot of people don't understand. They hear the record, they go, man, you know, what's peace? Yeah, peace, 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 peace. But what's behind the record is deep. You know, it say, what's peace? Peace is when you're not afraid to walk down the street. Peace is when you don't need a gun or have no beef. Peace is when I see you. All I get is love from you and the crew. You know, that's deep. A lot of people can't even go to their own block. True. You can't walk down a block, and you got to walk down a block, you like this. Oh, man, these dudes looking for me. Oh, this, that, there. Oh, I stole this from this such and such. I ran off with this person work. So you not living in peace. You can't walk down the street around your block. You know? When I see you, all I get is love from you and the crew. What up, Moussa? How you doing, man? Peace, man. How your mother doing? How your cousin doing? Yeah. Some people, oh, yo, there he go. There she go. You got half of the block chasing you. You know, it's important to live in peace. You know, it's important to come around your community where you live at to be in peace. You know, it's bad enough you may have situations everywhere else, but now you coming with you where you call your home, your temple, your palace. You're supposed to be in peace. You know, even if that's the only place you do have peace at. At least I know I could go to my community and live in peace. I could walk down the block and get respect and shout it out, and you know, it's big, man, and it's important, and it's really important in order to get the community to build as one, you know, and to get that unity, for us to see that we are one.
Absolutely.
You know.
And you say you have a second.
Yeah, I got a video I'm about to put out. We should be starting in June. You know, it should be coming out in the middle of June. And it's called "You Should Put Them Guns Away. Let the Kids Come Out and Play. Learn to live in peace so they can see another day."
Wow, powerful.
You know, and it's just saying that it's summertime now.
Yeah.
You know, it's cookouts,
Yeah.
kids in the park, block parties. You know, having a good time, man. We don't need no people coming out there because you had an argument with this guy last winter, so you want to pull out a gun on this side of the park, and he want to pull out a gun on that side of the park, but it's 50 kids in a playground in the middle of this park.
Everybody's life on jeopardy.
Everybody's life is in jeopardy. You know, we got to start taking these things into consideration. We got to start holding people responsible for these things, man. When I was young, you couldn't come on the block and disrespect the old lady. You couldn't come on the block and rob nobody. You couldn't come on the block and just do whatever you want to do. So the older dudes pulled you over. Like, yo, man, take it easy, bro.
Yeah.
Take all that foolishness to the park. Don't be out here throwing no bottles and all that, accidentally hitting nobody. You know, you got checked. You know, so you had no, yo, all right, cool, man. You know, I'm going to go ahead and take that down here. You know, you couldn't just go through the park and you just shot up the park where everybody's mother, grandmother, and kids is at, and then you just go back to your house like it was, you know, it was all peace. No, people came and checked you. People, you know, yeah, yo, bro, listen, you can't do that. You can't do that. You know, we had tenant patrols. We had block associations. You know, it wasn't calling no snitching. It was called neighborhood block watching. Where, you know, yo, bro, you know, you can't come to this neighborhood with that. You got to go down to somewhere else. And people knew. After a while, people go, oh, man, you can't go through there with that, man. We're going to get it down here. Yeah. Oh, yo, man, we can't smoke in that building. Because, you know, Miss Jones be down there and or Miss Rodriguez and them be downstairs, and they're going to make you sign into what apartment you going to. So I can't use, put Moussa. Moussa ain't there. Moussa went to work, so now we all going. Matter of fact, you had to get about this building. You know what I'm saying? Now you know each other. It's more as a community because it's respect for each other in the community. You know? And a lot of that, you know, it disappeared. And like I tell people, a lot of that disappeared when the crack era came. Yeah. You know? And you went from your parent being your parent to your parent being a customer. Yeah. So people lost respect for their parent. And then once they lost respect for their parent, they lost respect for all adults. If I don't respect my mother and I don't respect my father, well, you know, who are you? True. True. You know? Absolutely.
Are you planning to make these videos into big screen?
Yeah. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on iScreen. It's gonna be on. You know, the same thing like we did the last time. We're going to go the same format. Okay. We're going to put it out everywhere, you know, and just let the word spread, man, you know, positivity, man, because you can make positive records too, you know. Yeah. And I understand too, sometimes they're going to make negative records too because it's a form of art. It's a form of communicating. Now it's up to you to dissect what's real, what ain't real. Yes. Because sometimes, you know, people got to express themselves. You will see a painting and it'll have a guy head falling off and this, that, and the third, and the painting costs for $5 million, and you're looking at it like, what is this junk? Yeah. But when the person who actually painted that tell you what he was thinking when he painted that, it's total opposite of what that picture painted out, you know, and it's really probably could have been a cry for help. True. You know, or the only way I know how to express myself in, you know?
True. Now let's talk about you know, our weekly dinners. You know how important they are, and what do you want the public to know about these networking dinners?
These networking dinners is real strong, man, because, you know, like I said, it get the community together. It let the community know that it's an organization that's here to stay. It's a strong organization that cares about the community, and they watching to see the things that's positive in the community, negative in the community, what's helping the community, what's ain't helping the community, and now we all could get together on a weekly basis, you know, and discuss these issues. sometimes them issues may be life or death situation.
Yes.
It may be the situation between you being homeless and you not being homeless.
Yeah.
You know, it's networking. You coming to here this week, this guy coming here. Y'all never knew each other, but y'all from the same community, and y'all coming to this dinner. He's saying, man, I need a job, man. I just, boom, boom. I know how to do such, such, and such. I'm an electrician. I need a job. You just happen to get up there today. Yeah, this is my first time at the meeting. I own our electrical company. We looking for people this is a match made in heaven.
Absolutely.
By the time yo, man, well, you need to talk to Moussa, boom, boom. By the time we done finish our speaking part and we having our dinner, y'all two dudes at the table speaking.
Absolutely.
A couple of years, 2, 3 years from now, not only is he working with you, y'all two opening up your own branch. This is a network that was done at this dinner.
Absolutely.
So, it's real important for the dinners, man. And it's real important for the people to bring your kids out to these dinners, to go back and let your kids know what you learned from these dinners. Because this one thing I learned too, the youth want to know.
Yeah.
They want to know, man. The teenagers want to know. They want to know. And they mad at the adults because you're not telling them.
True.
But the adults feel that the youth don't want to hear it. So they're like, man, I'm not going over there and telling them dudes because they some knuckleheads. So that's what the bridge is. It's a gap there.
True.
They don't like you because they feel that you withholding information and you don't want to tell them. And you don't like them because you feel that they're a bunch of knuckleheads who don't want to hear your information. But they want to hear it, man. I'm telling you, they do. They do, man. I can sit down in the crowd of young dudes, man. Wherever I go, I don't care where I could be at. Anywhere. PA, I could be in Connecticut. I could be in Brooklyn. I could just be downtown. And once you start building, they all ears. They want to hear.
Absolutely. They're hungry for
Yeah, they're hungry for the
guidance.
knowledge, man.
Yeah.
And then they be happy that you taking the time out to speak to them. And when you come through, I don't care where hey, yo, what up, Black?
Absolutely.
Yo, what up? Yo, you remember him? And they remember the topic and all that, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're starving for knowledge.
Absolutely. So now, in conclusion, I think we've had a very informative program, and I'm sure the audience, have learned a lot. Where can they contact you?
Well, I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Darney, Darney, K-Born, Rivers, and I Am My Community Inc. at gmail.com. You can get me there too. And on Twitter, I Am My Community. Same thing. You can look me up anywhere. I Am My Community, INC at gmail.com.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching us. Again, the show PEMA stands for Public Emergency Management Adherence. And PEMA was launched really to educate the youth about the problem of looting, after Hurricane Katrina. So we're continuing to promote public safety and quality of life. And, we deal with youth and adults and everybody. We're also strong on civic participation, because we believe that when people participate, other people listen. And when they don't participate, then they don't count. So follow us. Our website is peacedecember.org, peacedecember.org, and you can call us 718-822-5555, 718-822-5555. We're here to empower you so that we can all live in quality neighborhoods, so that whether it is in the Bronx or anywhere else, there will not be difference in public safety or quality of life because of the neighborhood in which you live in. Thank you, and I look forward to, doing the show another time. Thank you, Kevin, for coming.
Peace.
Peace.